Hello guys, we've been wandering around the countryside near our current area in Lincolnshire, and
yeah, we're just outside a place called Wilmington Game Museum. It's a World War II home front museum, so probably dealing with the home front, which is, for those of you who don't know, that's what the people living in the country were doing during the war years. So we're going to have a little look in there, and so we didn't know it was here actually. We just sort of like
stumbled across it once again.
Yeah, we were looking for this this monument to this famous person shaped like a big stone cone. It looked really interesting. We're driving through all this flat land, you know. I mean, it's all like agricultural cabbages and onions and potatoes, and we're driving along and we're trying to find this monument, and we go down this little road that leads to nowhere, and we ended up at Her Majesty's prison. It had no name on it. It just had sort of like cameras and barriers and wire fences in the middle of nowhere. So we kind of like turned around and left, and on our way out we came across this. So
we're going to go have a look. It's £7 to get in, but we think we'll find it interesting. So
indeed,
we'll go have a look.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. Wow, folks, this looks like it's going to be a really lovely museum. It's tucked away very near Boston, Lincolnshire. And wow, this transported us straight back to the 1940s without having to use a time machine or a ration book. This museum has so much on display. It's really hard to take all of this stuff in at one time. This museum started out as a mobile classroom on wheels. Now it has two big halls, one about military life and then another hall about the civilian experience during World War II. It's amazing how many loads of authentic products, uniforms, letters, and treasures that can be found from World War II in this museum. Amazing. We've come outside now, and it's very blustery today, but it is really a pretty day. We've come out here to look at the World War II coastal defenses. There are anti-craft gun emplacements and tents and games used by the military personnel, not to mention a 1932 caravan, which is actually for sale. This looked so cool, but I don't think I'd want to live in it.
Strange enough, if you go down below, Dion, just down here, look, there's that button there. That's a dip switch to dip your headlights. Use the foot switch to dip your headlights.
Wow.
And there's your handbrake there in the middle.
Yeah.
And the gear stick. And then obviously...
What was that little thing there? Was that the windscreen wipers?
What, that?
Yeah.
No, it's to open up the window.
Oh.
Turn it and the window would open up, give some air in there, you know. So, yeah.
Oh.
And I say, here's your indicators that will come out on a little bar. Press a button and they can shoot out like that.
Wow.
The orange thing has come out like that. So there you go.
That is so cool.
Really? An Oscar, I think.
Have you seen my baby? She's not a dame nor a lady. Not in the way she walks, the way she talks, or the way she loves me. Just look at me. I'm like a monkey in a coconut tree. You know I'm overjoyed, 'cause boy, oh boy, she's my gal. She asks me when I say let's go out dancing. Your place or mine, don't waste my time with romancing. She's wild, she's funny, doesn't care about clothes or money.
The cafe here is called the Ration Book Cafe, and it's really cheap. £1 for tea, £1 for a Diet Coke, and £2 for an apple pie with cream. We also sat with a really lovely local couple, and they gave us some really good tips on places to see. So top tip, talk to locals. They're a wealth of information. You've got to love an old phone box. This was so cool. Well, we actually started out the day and we were heading to a monument that we found on Google Maps. It's on the sea bank near a prison. We put it in the sat nav and we ended up at HMP North Sea Camp. There was absolutely no way to access this monument via the road. It's a coastal walk. So we turned around and then we stumbled onto the museum. We'll meet again. So it did turn out to be okay, but it was a bit disappointing when we arrived and all we saw were barriers. I think when most Americans hear the word Boston, they probably picture Red Sox baseball games, Boston baked beans, and someone saying, "Pack the car and walk the dog and have a yard." Sorry for the poor accent. But the original Pilgrims came from Boston, right here in Lincolnshire. That's why we are here, just outside of Boston, at the Pilgrim Fathers Memorial. We came here because a group of religious separatists, and they were known as the Pilgrim Fathers, they tried to flee England to go to the Netherlands. They were going to sneak onto a boat here at the monument, and that didn't really go to plan. They were arrested. So the spot where their escape flopped, it's now commemorated by this Pilgrim Fathers Memorial. The Pilgrims did finally make it out of England to the Netherlands, and as every American kid, we get it hammered into us from like kindergarten until we graduate high school. In 1620, the Pilgrims boarded the Mayflower. They landed in Plymouth, USA, and that, of course, is named for the port they left from. And it seems that despite wanting to flee England, the Pilgrims really liked naming the U.S. places they landed in after English towns. More and more and more settlers from Boston, Lincolnshire, arrived, and they said, "Hey, let's name this place after home." And boom, Boston, Massachusetts was born. So there you have it.
had a cup of tea. This is an outro. Apparently, we have to do an outro. She tells me we have to do an outro. Well, you will have just seen what you've just seen. And I have to just say a big thank you to that couple that we met in the cafe at We'll Meet Again, which you've obviously already seen, that lived locally and worked at the prison that you heard about, you know. But they told us a couple of really cool places to go to, which obviously we'll carry on and do in future vlogs. Oh dear, and the woman also mentioned something. She mentioned one of the largest car boots in the area, in the whole county, and it's just a few miles up the road on a Saturday. And it starts at 6 o'clock in the morning, and you can be damn sure that 6 o'clock on Saturday I'm going to be at the car boot. And you better be quiet in the morning, so I shall leave down here, and I shall go to the car boot. I'll try and do a little bit of vlogging at the car boot, but I'll be mostly like looking rather than vlogging. Yeah. But we may have one of my cool selections of car boot / charity shop finds. I hope not. The next vlog afterwards. I'm sure we will, actually. Because we won't be back to our storage unit now for a while, so you can't buy anything big. That's all there is to it. I won't, but you know I will. If I see something really cool, I'll have to. I'll have no choice. It just means that I don't have to sleep on the floor if I have to put it on the bed. And so far, except, you know, getting to know an area, every time we move into a new area, the traffic and where we're going, it takes a while to learn how to navigate. So Chris was a bit frustrated today. Yeah, it's been. Yeah. Yes, he was. So, yeah, Chris was a little bit frustrated, but again, give it another day or two, and banging on the dashboard, and he'll know. Frustration. Yes, I would say that's probably the only time we really do bicker is when we're in the bloody car together, and I'm trying to tell him to go one way, and we blame each other for. Well, no, ultimately we blame it on everybody else on the road. Yeah, eventually. Yes. Usually, I'm trying to do something. That's the way to get over it. Yeah, you're trying to do something. Will they let you in? Will they hell? No. No. Yeah, and when you don't know the area, sat-nav doesn't tell you vans are like that far from the boot of your car, you know, sort of tailgating, you know, and yeah. I hate tailgaters with a passion. Yeah. Anyway, this is going to be an ending vlog. We had a beautiful day today. Yes. It was really, really nice. Again, discovering nice places, talking to a couple. This is their first Lincolnshire vlog since we came back up from the Midlands from the MOT. So this is the first. So and obviously we'll have plenty more because on tomorrow or the next day we're going to head towards Skeggy, and we've got Whitby and all sorts of places to go to. Vegas, I think they call it now. Skeg Vegas. Do they really? Yeah. Oh, right. And King's Lynn, of course. We've got King's. Yeah. So we've got a fair few places. A few places. The weather's not looking great for the rest of the week, but we'll see how we go. But we've got to go to Skeggy tomorrow because we have not seen seawater yet. Yes, we need to go see. We need to go see the sea, definitely. Okay, well, guys, we will see you then on the next vlog and see where we end up, where we go. So thank you again to everybody for watching. Thanks for all that you do for us and all the comments. Here we go again. Thank you. Bye. Bye. I'm gonna dance by myself like no